Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you guys are here this morning because we're going to talk about something that everybody deals with when they're dealing with toxic energy. And I feel that this is something important that if you're going through that, if you've been through that, that maybe you need to stick around and hear. If you've ever felt drained by somebody who thrives on your attention, stay tuned. If you've ever wondered why ignoring them, it might feel hard, but it's also necessary, stay tuned. This live is for you. By the end of this live, I'm going to break it down step by step. I'm going to give you some real life examples, and I'm also going to show you how narcissists or how ignoring a narcissist, that's your ultimate superpower. And yes, this is going, this applies to if you rebuilding your life. It applies to rebuilding your energy, getting your energy back. It applies to your focus, your overall focus, your outlook, okay? It could even apply to your channel, okay? If you are a small content creator, you guys stick around and y'all listen up because by the end of this live stream, you're going to know exactly how to protect your lane and grow it from the bottom up. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, and thank y'all for holding. Thank you, thank you for holding. Now, y'all, let's jump right into it, okay? Let's jump right into it. And we're going to set the stage from the rip. We're going to set the stage immediately, okay? Now, we all know the truth. We all know that narcissists, they live for reactions, period. They live for reactions. They live for attention. They live for attention, okay? Your anger, your frustration, your attempts to call them out, all of it fuels them. It fuels them. It feeds their need to get attention, to get a reaction. It feeds that, literally, right? So that's why it's so tempting. Okay, it's tempting to you to engage if you've been engaging with them. But here's the thing that excuse me, here's the thing that you might need to know and understand. Okay, every time that you react back to a narcissist, you're just feeding them. You're giving them something to, it makes them smile or laugh, or it just makes it gives them like an ego boost. Okay, for lack of a better word. Ignoring a narcissist, it is not passive, guys. It's not passive. When you ignore a narcissist, it's you showing that your discipline is in action. You're putting your discipline back intact, or that you already have it intact. You know, you're essentially reclaiming, okay, your energy. You're redirecting that energy to what it needs to go to. You're showing the narcissist what matters, okay? And it's not them. You matter. Your peace matters. Rebuilding your life matters. Learning how to cope with them, put up with them, and deal with their nonsense. All of that is what matters. And that's what you're showing them. And that's why they get mad, okay? They don't show you that they're mad, but they get mad. In some cases, some people do show that they're mad, okay? They literally put the examples out there for everybody to see. It's like it's on their sleeve or written on their forehead, or it's just evident. It's very evident. It's very obvious. It's very clear. Okay. You guys know that, right? So just say we have, like some small content creators, right? Or we have some people that's maybe they've said, I'm gonna start me a channel, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, whatever. Okay, it's just an example. I want to throw that out there. Okay. So, or you might have people that might want to get their business back on track. Okay. Or people that might just want to have pay more attention to their personal growth. Okay. Those people, that's like 3-4 examples I just gave you. Okay. Now, those are perfect examples. Why? Because those examples, they show what we're talking about. Okay. They show your discipline. They show your patience. They show that strategy is going to win over the chaos that the narcissist is giving you. Okay, it's going to win every time. We've seen that over and over. If you're dealing with a narcissist, and we've spoke about that before. A narcissist can be male or female. A narcissist, it is not a mental disorder. It is a personality trait. Narcissism, it's like newly spoken of in the last 10 years. 10 years ago, nobody knew anything of a narcissist. You did not hear about it. No one was talking about it or anything like that, right? So I'm just because some people don't know this. It's not anything that's wrong with somebody's brain. Those are other diagnoses, okay, that come from a medical doctor. Being a narcissist, it is a personality trait. That is just how a person is. And, that's like a you problem. Okay. They got to figure out how they are, or a doctor can help them figure out how they are. Okay. But when a normal, sane person is dealing with a narcissist, they have to implement certain things. Okay. They have to implement patience. They have to implement discipline. The things that we're talking about, they have to implement that. And we are discussing when you ignore a narcissist. Okay. When you ignore what you're ignoring their patterns, because you already know it's just certain things that they do, because it is a personality trait. So it's certain things that they do that really ticks you off, and it's hard to ignore them. You really want to say this or do that or whatever. Okay, you guys are with me. I already know, and it's hard, but you have to train yourself, right? Because some people out here, we've literally been in love with the narcissist before, and the narcissist didn't even know that they was a narcissist. That goes back to saying it's a personality trait, right? You got to stay with me, okay? So they don't know that they're a narcissist, but it's just how they are, okay? Making this person understand that that's just you. That's you. That's just you. That's just how you are. Making them understand that it's a job in itself. Living with that, it's a job in itself. Putting up with that, it's a job in itself. Period, point blank. So we're talking about all of those ways. And we're also talking about how to reclaim your energy, how to build your discipline, okay? How to grow your life. Because eventually, all of that stuff that we're talking about when we're dealing with a narcissist, a person, they'll just get tired. Okay, they'll just grow fatigue. They'll outgrow that narcissist. Period, point blank. It goes no other way. Okay. So guys, we're talking about that stuff, and we're also we're talking about how a narcissist will feed. Okay. A feed off if you kind of like if you play into everything that they're doing. A narcissist knows how to push buttons. They know what to say. Okay. They know how to get attention. We've discussed before that a narcissist loves attention. They don't care if the attention is negative. They don't care if the attention is positive. As long as they are getting attention, that's cool with them. And narcissism, you know how we talked, and I let you guys know that is a personality trait. It starts from when a child is a toddler, when a person is a toddler, okay? And they start doing the same things over and over and over, all through life, all through young adulthood. And now they're a full-grown adult. Some people is too old. Okay, they have grown into adulthood. Now they're too old to even change. The older you get set in your ways. Now they can't change. Okay, they can't change, and they still are. Some people are delusional. Okay, you better not tell them they're a narcissist. They'll argue you back, argue you up and down, and there's some will even turn it on you. Say you the narcissist. You the narcissist. They can't even say the word. Okay, let alone spell it. They trying to tell you a narcissist, and you like, what? I don't do any of the stuff that you're talking about. I mean, and it's like you giving them, you arguing back with them, you giving examples, you telling them this and they like all of that stuff. Okay, at that moment, they're not showing it, but they love it. They love the attention. They love when you talk about them. They love to be put under the spotlight. That right there, that's what we're talking about. Learning how to walk away from that. Learning how to reclaim your energy. Redirect your focus. Build some discipline. Because you have to build discipline, because some of us are in full-blown relationships with the narcissist. Some of us are married to a narcissist. Some of us love a narcissist dirty draws. Okay, I'm just saying. We talked about how a narcissist it's not a mental issue. It's a personality issue, period, right? So let's move on, okay? Y'all, I'm going to give you another example. Just say a person, they might post a comment, okay? This comment, it could be passive, it could be a nasty, aggressive comment, derogatory comment. It could be any kind of comment, right? But at the end of the day, they post it because they want to provoke you, okay? They want to provoke you, whether the comment is online, okay? So they want to provoke you into saying something back. That's literally your response. Is like feeding. It's like feeding their energy, because that's what they want. They want it to be about them, because if you do say something back, all they're gonna do, because that's just how a narcissist does, they're gonna flip it before the conversation is over with. They know how to flip it. They know how to word play it. They know how to turn it around and make everybody think that it was you. That's just how they do. They turn it around and they make themselves the victim. So from the very start, it ain't even worth, just let it be. Ignore that. Let it be. Let them post. Let them say what they gonna say. Da 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 da. Act like you don't even see it. Okay. For some people, block them. Block them. Period. Okay. I'm just saying, because not only does things like that happen when a person might post a comment or something, it happens in real life too. Okay. It happens in real life too. So you're responding to them is only validating their strategy. That's it. It's only feeding. It's only feeding that fragile, weak ego. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing, is feeding that ego. Okay? Because most narcissists, it was some things going on. Okay, it was some things going on, and that's why they are like they are. They're not normal. They are not normal. Okay, they don't act like anything you've ever seen. Okay, if it's a woman, guys, you probably ain't even been with a woman like that before, and you don't understand it. Okay, women, you ain't been with a man like this before. Such and such didn't act like this, and we was in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, right? Okay. So you're just learning along the way. You're just learning. And like I've told y'all before, people just get tired. You just get tired and you'll walk away. If you're dealing with that in real life, just walk away from it. Okay. Kind of block it out. I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to give you some good advice, because you responding, you arguing back, you ain't doing nothing but feeding that weak, fragile ego. Okay, that's going to turn it around on you before the argument is over. I promise you. Okay, most of these people, I have to reiterate it again. They say I like to repeat things. So I have to repeat this. Most narcissists, they started when they was little. That's how they learn to become a better narcissist and a better narcissist. Now we're a teenager. You're still a narcissist. You're still a narcissist. Boom. Now you in your adulthood. You still a narcissist. Now you grown, paying bills. You got your own house. You still a narcissist, right? Okay. Boom. Now you are headed. You in your 50s, almost 60. You're still a narcissist. Although some people is too old to change. Period. Point blank. That's how it goes. Okay. That's the lifespan of a narcissist. Now, y'all. Okay. So what you guys need to do is that when you're dealing with a narcissist, okay, just pause, breathe, redirect your energy, focus your energy on something else. That is how you remove the power, okay, the power that you have given them by feeding into their shenanigans, the power that you have given them. They think they making you mad by pushing this button or pushing that button, or some of them use them fake laughs, and honey, it just make your skin crawl. You be so angry, but that's literally part of their whole plot. That's what they do. That's what they do. Okay. And once they get you there, now it's, oh, what's wrong? Oh, you okay? They turn it all around. They turn it all around on you. Okay. So ignore them. That's how you redirect your energy. Don't give the energy to them. Okay. Give it to Some of us got fur babies. Give it to them. Some of us got work friends. Give it to them. Give it to your work that you need to get caught up on. Give it to that. Give it to something else that you've been thinking about doing, but you've been procrastinating on doing it. Redirect your energy there. Don't let a narcissist put you in the same bucket that they in. Period. Because they're not getting out the bucket. And then when you try to get out the bucket, they pull you back down. That's what a narcissist does. A narcissist is equivalent to the cliche: misery loves company. Okay. Now, y'all, it's kind of an example for everything that I just said. An example of that is me. Let me give y'all an example. It's exactly what I did, y'all. When my channel was targeted, when my channel was hit with four false strikes, with YouTube, you don't need but 3 strikes. Now, if you're familiar with YouTube at all, you get 1, okay, you get your little warning, you go to school, okay, then you get your second one, whatever they do. Child, you get your 3rd one. Okay, now you in the red zone. Okay, y'all know this the friend zone. You in the red zone now. Now you get a termination date and all that. I went through all that. Y'all over on my community walls, pictures over there, honey. I'm talking about them four, like for real, 4. I know some of y'all like, what? 4? Yeah, it was 4 in 2 weeks at that. How you get 4 strikes in 2 weeks? I'm just saying, something ain't right about that. Okay, how do you get 4 strikes in less than 3 weeks? I did. Okay, but when I was targeted, guys, that's what I did. Okay, I didn't panic. No, I did not panic. Okay, I documented everything. I strategically countered those strikes. Strategically. Some of you guys know the story, some of you don't. Okay. This happened back when it was hot. I think the latter part of May was when I received the first strike. 2 weeks later, here comes a strike, or a week later. All of it happened in like 3 weeks, y'all. I promise you. Okay. But I didn't panic. Like I said, I just kept documentation. Okay, if I need to go, let me prove this. Let me prove what I'm saying. Okay, and I did just that. If I said this, let me prove to you that I know what I was talking about when I said it. Here is the proof. And I attached the proof. Okay. Oh, for real? Well, let me run. And I took off running. I'm talking about like Flojo. Okay. And I attached this. Okay. And in the end, y'all, I got my channel reinstated. Y'all see I'm here. Okay. I'm using StreamYard. Y'all see me I'm doing live on YouTube every day, just about. Okay. I'm over on TikTok. I'm here. I'm there. I'm this, I'm that. And that was why I was targeted. That was my opinion. Okay. My opinion, my breakdowns, making things make sense. That made some people mad. I was targeted. Although at the end of the day, everybody and they Aunt April down there in Oklahoma know what was real. What? Bradley, the friends? Oh, no. Let me tell you what, you need to be striking that channel over there. That channel over there, honey, they cyber bullies for hours. But it wasn't like that, y'all. They targeted me, okay? They targeted me. Because, I say I'm the queen of commentary. I say, I pop my shit. I say this and I say that. And I do, and I tell you all the time, you got to encourage yourself. You got to pat yourself on the back because nobody else is going to do it for you, right? So anyway, that's what I did. So everything with these 4 strikes, everything was reinstated. My ability to go live. I had a termination date. That was July 26th. We had they had to take me to court. I know that's right. Bye. Goodbye. So all of that, guys. Y'all hold on 1 second. Let me block this one because ain't nothing sexy. If you were sexy, honey, you would show it. Get up out of here. Oh, I learned how to do that. I learned how to do that. Y'all know I am literally learning StreamYard as we go along. And I did not know how to ban somebody and remove their comment. And now I know. Okay. Now I know. So like I was saying, y'all, that's what happened to me. And that is the perfect example because it's real. It's not neutral. Okay. No, it happened. Okay. It literally was real. Everything I'm saying is truthful. You know, something just told me, try it now. Just see. I was at work. I showed it. I went live from work. You know, I snuck and did it, of course, but I went live from work and it worked. And I was like, oh my God, I could not believe it. Okay. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that when those strikes happened to me, okay, I did not panic. Okay, I did not panic. Yes, I was furious. Yes, I remember. I don't locked it now. I remember going live and I was talking my sugar honey iced tea. Okay, and even with me talking my sugar honey iced tea, I was dropping facts because I knew who had put the strikes in. They only used somebody else's John Henry, but I knew who had did the work. And so in that live, I let them know what it was. I gave them the business and about what it was. Okay. And I told them why that I moved them to put in false strikes against me. Guys. So anyway, y'all, I got up from the table where, most people players come in and want to play checkers. I got up from there and I said, let me go over here because I want to play chess. Put them hater blockers on, and that's what I did. I went over there, and that's how everything got reinstated for me. That's how I could make a video stating that I came out of a blazing fire. Because when you have a substantial amount of subscribers and you done built your channel from 0 subscribers and now you're heading on 10,000, yeah, that is a significant move. That is a milestone that small content creators, they pride themselves on doing. And I can literally pat myself on the back because I did it and not with nobody else's help. I did it. Okay. So in doing that, okay, when I fought those false strikes, I reclaimed my power. I reclaimed my power. And now, okay, you see how people will try. They will try to undermine what you're doing. They'll try to drop, stupid comments. Of course, their name is troll. If we behind the alphabet or the picture, God only knows what's going on with them. Okay. God only knows. And so that's what they do. They just lay there all day, ain't got nothing else to do, but go in people's lives and whatever people might be doing and try to, leave negative comments or whatever. Okay. But now, guys, for real, my lane is untouchable. Okay. It ain't no secret. I'm finna pop some more of my sugar honey iced tea. I have, y'all. Okay. I have been working on things behind the scenes and doing this and doing that because, like I tell y'all, if you're going to reclaim your energy and build discipline and grow your life so that you can live the life that you think about, that you daydream about. Yeah. It's funny that I use the word daydream because on my shorts, guys, if you check it out, that's me literally daydreaming and sitting on the couch, drinking a cup of coffee. Okay. And boom, that's what I'm daydreaming about. And I say that when you start your dream off with a vision, 9 times out of 10, it comes true. When you work towards it, 9 times out of 10, it comes true. So the naysayers, no, I ain't gonna tell y'all to kiss my pretty bee, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that to somebody else who in the quicksand ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna leave that to them. What I am gonna do, is continue doing. I don't care if it's 1, 0, -3, -4. I don't care what my live might say. I'm going to continue on doing what I know that I can do better than anybody in this sector, and that's talk, break it down, leave my opinions, my tips, okay, my experiences, point blank bottom lines. And that right there, that's what makes my lane. That's what makes my commentary. That's what makes anything I drop over here in TFC untouchable. Okay. That's what infuriates them. Okay. Period. So, y'all, let me tell y'all why silence, right? You know how we was talking about the silence that you might do. Okay. How you might ignore a narcissist. Now we was talking about that. Let's go back there for a minute. Okay. Let me tell you why your silence, okay, that's going to protect your energy. You know why? Because think about it. Every emotional response, they cause focus, they cause creativity, they even cause calm. Focus, creativity, and calm. Man, Brett, look now. Y'all know why I say that? Because you focusing on them. That's part of their strategy. That's just who they are. Okay. Your creativity. You have to think. You got to think about something. Okay. Just say you arguing with them and they take a low blow. Hey, you is literally stepping in the pile of doo-doo that you was in yesterday when they pulled this mess on you. You stepping in a pile of doo-doo because you got to think about what you gonna say to hit harder. Okay? Calm. They taking you out of character. They literally breaking. Okay? They're breaking your silence. They're taking you out of character. So your focus now is on arguing back. Okay? They done broke your energy. That energy could have been going into your morning routine or something. Posting some type of motivational content, mentoring somebody, building a website. I'm just saying. You know, y'all know it don't take no 2-3 weeks just to get a website. Come on now. Holla if you hear me. All right. I'm just saying. Speaking of websites, y'all, I don't know if anybody seen my new website. Okay. It's called Pattern Breakers. Y'all go check that out. Okay. I'll make sure I drop the link for you. Okay. Or you can go to my community wallets over there. It's called Pattern Breakers and it's still under construction, but she gonna do just what she was made to do. So y'all stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? Now we're talking about the energy that you literally could have put to something else, but dealing with that narcissist made you put your energy to them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give y'all another example. Instead of responding to them, to that narcissist, or that person that was trying to provoke you, over there on the book. All you have to do is redirect your focus. Redirect your focus to your job. Oh, them dishes need to be washed in there. Them kids, when they made them something to eat, ain't clean up behind themselves. Redirect your doggone focus to that. Oh, they ain't got that. Y'all got y'all school clothes out for tomorrow. Redirect your focus to that. I'm just saying, right? Because that's what I did. Instead of me responding to a narcissist, okay, over here, I just redirected my focus, okay, to creating content, fire content, okay, and building my platform. That's how I gained my control back, okay? That's how I'm rebuilding my authority, okay? And I'm setting myself up for sustainable, okay? Y'all know what sustainable means. I'm setting myself up for sustainable growth, okay? Long-term growth. If anybody has been following me in my lives and my commentary, okay, we literally talk about long-term growth. We talk about sustainable growth. We talk about a lot of things over here in TFZ, right? I missed it. And we break those things down. And when we break it down and we talk about it, right? We say, I've told y'all, about quality versus quantity. I've told y'all that. And I've had something to back it up. Okay. We just talked about the false strikes. Okay. The false strikes. Anytime you get a strike over here on YouTube or on YouTube, whether you are, it's in your favor, whether the decision is in your favor or not, your channel is still going to take a hit. Your channel, your retention rate, it decreases. Your recommendations, they decrease. Your viewers, they decrease. A lot of things go on. And yes, I have, when I was doing my commentary, I found myself looking back. I found myself, showing people things, that, really, I found myself proving something. And looking back now, I didn't have to do all of that because, first of all, the friend zone, I came and I've never went. I'm still here. Okay. I made them move. Okay. I made them show everybody that they was jealous and the envy had their eyes green. Okay. I found myself trying to prove that when I didn't have to do that. It's proof enough that I'm still here. It's proof enough when I literally told everybody, YouTube is not in the business of juggling, okay, an asset versus a liability. They're not going to juggle that. They're not going to roll the dice and call liability. No. A business is a business, okay? A business is a business. And what comes with businesses is guidelines, policies, contracts you got to sign. What comes with it is things that goes with it that continues to first, it's just like YouTube. It's just like content creation. Some people can say, oh, this is a business. This is a business. Okay, business don't just mean, you get money. That comes with it. Business don't just mean, I done heard people, this a business, this a business. What business to you means, you just had your hand out for money? That right there let me know that you ain't went to nobody's school, because that is not the beginning and ending of business, baby. No, businesses, you have some type of sustainable product. Okay, you got a sustainable product. That product is going to, people gonna want that product for time to come. That product is always in demand in one way, form, or fashion. It's in demand. That's what a business means. Business don't just start and stop with money. No, because see, if we was to put people's channels on the scale, that's why I said if we put it on the scale, come on now. The quality, I wouldn't care. Like I said, if it was negative, this is the quality. That's the quantity. This is the quality. That's the quantity. Okay. That's the quantity. Because, I can break quantity down. Some people got a lot mass people in their chats. That's quantity. Okay. But if you got substance to talk about. Okay. You got substance. You can really break down. You can make things make sense. You can give tips. You can give advice. This, that, and the third. That's quality. That's quality. Okay. That quantity, it might spike now. But it's going to fizzle. It's going to fizzle out. Just like somebody blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. It's going to fade. It's going to fade. So a lot of things, they ride waves. And then boom, that tide will come down. It's just like life, y'all. Some relationships is just like that too. Okay. I'm just saying. So anyway, y'all, I'm just saying. So how I was saying, instead of like responding to the BS, just redirect your focus. Okay, boom. And we talked about the false strikes. We talked about that. We talked about that. And we talked about a lot of other things. But when you want to literally literally you want to build your authority, right? You know how you're going to do it. I'm going to tell you. You're going to ignore chaos. When you ignore chaos, that's building your authority, okay? When you ignore chaos, that is building your authority. You know why? Because narcissists, they normally, most times, y'all, they look loud, okay? They look loud and in control. They look loud and in control. Their surroundings might look in control, together, stable, okay? They might even show consistency, okay? They might, some people, they might show discipline. They might show structure, but it don't last. It collapses. Then there's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of raised eyebrows, a lot of questions. So that's when you see fake discipline, fake structure, okay? And that's when people start asking questions. They start forming their own opinions. And then they start calling you phony. They start calling you fake, okay? Some people done jump ship on some people. I'm just saying, right? So check this out, y'all. If you are, just say you are a content creator, okay? And you kept on and kept on posting motivational content. Your focus stayed on this, it stayed on that, but it stayed on things that really mattered, okay? Okay, it really mattered in life, okay? You stayed on developing your brand. You stayed on developing your brand, but you was doing all of this while you was ignoring the stupidity, while you was ignoring the drama, while you was ignoring the lies, okay? And then people started, the viewers, okay? The viewers, they started to notice. They started to notice the difference. Wait a minute. She right. That is quality. That is quantity. Y'all get what I'm saying? That is quantity. That is quality. People started to notice the difference between entertainment, chaos, toxicity, and real transformation, real substance, real quality. Okay? I'm just saying. That is how you are going to get your authority together. You're going to get your authority. You're going to get your car back in the fast lane. Okay? That's how you're going to get the viewers to respect the work that you might do over the fake theatrics that them people is putting out. Okay? So I'm telling y'all, it's going to work. Watch. It's going to work if you apply it in that order. Okay? In that order. If you apply it, it's going to work. So, y'all, I'm going to talk about patterns for a minute. And I'm going to tell y'all, patterns reveal themselves. And they tend to reveal themselves naturally. Especially when you don't engage with them. Okay. If you're just listening to somebody else and that person, they might put you up on game and they tell you like, you look at the patterns. Look at at this versus that. What was this, that? Y'all already know. Okay. Y'all already know. Y'all know, honey, I was fierce with the breakdowns. Okay. Fierce with the breakdowns. So I'm just saying, those patterns, they start to reveal themselves naturally though. When you don't engage, no, when you ain't got to say something back. You ain't, no, because that's what a narcissist want. That's what a narcissist want. And then that's why you hear this. When you don't, guess what? The disappearing acts, the little stunts that they try, and then they try to, because everybody, and everybody said this, and did you miss me? You start to hear all of that, right? That's the ego talking, but ain't nobody else talking about it. See, if you're quiet about it, all them little stunts and stuff that they doing, if you're quiet, it'll start to fizzle. Okay, it'll start to fizzle. A narcissist is like that. A narcissist will do anything, as y'all have seen. A narcissist will do anything to keep control, to stay the center of attention. They need it. It's like oxygen. When you lose your phone, hell, you lose your phone. That's damn near like we need our phones like we need oxygen to breathe, right? A narcissist is the same way. Okay, I'm talking about, here's an example, y'all. You might, a narcissist, man, they'll disappear for days, have you thinking something done happened to them. I'm just saying, honey, they go with live with their rants. They'll post passive aggressive content, cussing, having meltdowns. I'm talking about anything. They'll try symbolic acts. Oh yeah, honey, especially like leaving the Bible open on the chair. I'm just saying, they're doing all this for attention, y'all. Okay, they're doing all of this for attention. But what Brazzy is telling y'all, if you stay focused, okay, everybody else, the viewers that's watching, the viewers that's leaving that viewer, what really back in, girl, really back in. I'm just saying, if you stay down with you, stay down with what you is all about, okay? You don't need nobody to tell, oh, you ain't hit no that, oh, you can't do nothing. I will let somebody, what y'all gonna do? Oh, for real? No, you be the queen that you is, or the king that you is, huh? Oh, let me call. No, no, this garden tool didn't. Oh, what? You gotta, give people the same energy that they giving on you. Okay? You have to take that on, right? You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to they little acts that they be trying. Okay. Now the other stuff, no. We're gonna do just what we're talking about. We're gonna ignore that other stuff. We're gonna ignore that. Act like you don't even see it. Nope, do the same thing that they say they do. Oh, I see you before you come. I just ignore them. You do the same thing. Give a person the same energy. I'm just saying, because I'm telling you, you are, honey, fix your crown. What? I know you lying and say I ain't hitting on nothing without what? Without who? Without you? Oh no, wait, no, this ain't that. This is not that type of party. Okay, that's what you guys, right? The viewers. That's what y'all really need to be saying about yourself. I don't care if you was sitting over there and you doggone 600 pounds. You still somebody. And what? Somebody love you. Don't you love you? God love you. He got you here, don't he? I'm just saying, y'all never hear that type. You never hear that. You never hear no words like that. I'm just saying, that says a lot right there, right? So y'all, what I'm telling you is that when you stay focused like that, everybody else, they are going to see the truth without you calling it out. They're going to see the true character that you've been talking about. They're going to reveal it. Been revealing it for I don't know how long, right? So when that person or that narcissist, when their energy is revealed, when they character, they true colors is shown, your lane is clean. Period. Your lane is clean, honey. It's free. Yeah, you can put that mug in 5th gear and be out on them. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. Y'all know I'm just saying, honey. Okay, so when your growth, okay, accelerates, this is what you're gonna feel and you're gonna see. Okay, your the energy that you spent before, okay, arguing, going back and forth, calling names, being toxic, being toxic. I like to use me for an example. Reacting, breaking it down, breaking down what everybody see. Everybody been seeing. Say what? Oh, I'm just saying. Okay, breaking them lies. Oh, what? I don't care how good you was. I don't care how good you was at it. Okay, that's wasted potential. That's wasted potential. Okay, that same energy that you spent building, okay, that same energy that you spent like building commentary just to highlight this or highlight that, or going back and forth, oh, I'm gonna show where I know you was cheating on me, yeah, because this is how you did. That's toxic. That same energy that you did, all you did was waste it. That's it, period, point blank. You just wasted it. So we're not doing that. We're talking about how you reclaim your energy. Okay. We're talking about how you build discipline. We're talking about how you live with it. We can't, when we say grow your life, you can still be with the person that you love and grow your life. You can still deal with somebody, okay, and grow your life at the same time. Sometimes, when you're trying to grow your life, you outgrow people that we love. I mean, that's just a proven fact. It is what it is. I mean, people have been with somebody for years, okay, and they got tired of the BS. I mean, they started doing things different. They didn't know it, but they was reclaiming their energy. Hell, they might have did know it. They reclaimed their energy, started doing things different, started building a little bit of discipline, and they was changing their life, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually they just outgrew, they outgrew the person. Some people done been married and outgrew their spouse. I'm just saying it happens like that. Okay. The old saying was, for me, it's for me. It's everybody. Everybody. People don't know it. They don't. But everybody, their life is already written. What's going to happen to them is already written. The things that happen in their life, the times it happened, it's already written. Okay. It's already written. But everybody has free will. See, people don't understand what free will is. They just moving about. They don't understand, but free will is how you're gonna handle things. What choices are you going to make? You're going through this, but what choices are you gonna make? It's a lot of things put into free will and what you're gonna choose to do, and that really the outcome. Okay, that shows the outcome. That has something to do with how it turns out. Okay, that's for another live, y'all. That's something. That's a broad topic right there. Okay, but that's for another live. But when we talk about growing, how growing accelerates when you pay attention to your tactics, when you pay attention to the energy that you spending, pay attention to how you are distributing it, pay attention to your framework, pay attention to your mentoring, pay attention to you posting content, pay attention to growing, yourself, growing your channel, growing your relationship, growing your life. Okay, pay attention to how you're doing it. Switch up what needs to be switched up. If you need to cut some people off, cut them off, because everybody ain't meant to go with you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Everybody is not meant to go with you on the journey that you are going, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get your blessing, and everybody is not meant to get it. Some people is the false prophet. Some people love the devil more than they love God. I'm just saying, so how they gonna go with you on a blessing that God gave you? Holla if you hear me, y'all. Some of y'all don't even understand that. But break it down, because I just told you. So go back and listen to it. I'm just saying, right? But when you literally pay attention to things, you know what you're doing? You already done created long-term momentum. Okay, you laying the foundation for it. When you switch things up, you just laying the foundation. It's just like building a house, man. You laying the foundation. You getting it ready. Period. Here it come. I'm just saying, you laying a foundation, you switching things up. You switching things up. Okay. So for any for anybody, y'all, for anybody, uh let's see, like, we said, if there was some small content creators, small channels, looking to level up, you looking to start you a channel, you may be looking to rebuild the channel that you already got. If it's businesses out here, you looking to rebuild your business, go another lane with your business, or, it's some people that might really want to just kind of change things for their own personal reasons, for some personal growth, so they can be a better person. You know what I'm saying? They can be a better person, be a better mom, be a better spouse, better wife, better whatever, better whatever. Now is exactly the time to show consistency. Pay attention to what needs to be changed. That's it. It's not hard. Okay. Apply the principles that we done talked about. Structure, focus, discipline, and everything around you. Everything around you will begin to change. Because ain't nobody gonna change unless they, be the leader. Be the leader. Be the change that you want. Okay? I'm just saying, ain't nothing gonna change if you still doggone dibbling and dabbling. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all. Ain't nothing gonna change if you still doing the same BS that you want to change around you. It's not, okay? Period, point blank. Okay? You have to you got to stay disciplined. Okay? You got to stop feeding that chaos. Okay? Because remember, we're trying to reclaim our energy. And how you gonna do that? First, you're gonna to ignore the narcissist. You got to build discipline. You got to build patience. You have to learn, train yourself to stop doing the things that you've been doing. And once you do that, everything around you is gonna change. And if it don't, you need to reevaluate it. Boop. Because I just told y'all, I'm just saying, honey boy. Okay? Everything around you, and study listening. Study listening. I'm talking about, boy, I tell you, y'all trolls is something else. They be study listening, pocket watching. Boy, I know y'all be study about in the Megan Thee Stallion. You know she talk about you, right? I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all. So beautiful people that I know is in the clouds that might catch the replay that's up there on the roof. Y'all beautiful people. Y'all beautiful people. Let's recap. Now we talked about ignoring the chaos, okay? When it comes to a narcissist, we talked about that, okay? It's oxygen to them. We talked about feeding them, okay? We talked about protecting your energy, redirecting it to where it needs to be in order for it to grow. Your energy, look at it like a flower. You want that flower to grow, you got to water it. Period, point blank. It's just like I done said in the past about these jobs. Hell, every job we got starts with management. If you want your doggone team, your first, second, and third shift if you want it to flow right, you got to look at the people that's up in management, because management is the root. You want a root to sprout out good flowers, you got to water it. Period. So y'all, we still talked about building authority. Okay. Building authority. It's consistency over drama. Keep up with those things. Keep up with the things around you that you done changed, okay, that you're no longer doing in your household, on your job, at school, with your friends. You're no longer doing that same stuff, right? Boom. If you keep up with it, that consistency, keep up with it over that drama. Remove some of that stuff. That's how you build your authority, okay? Then, guess what? You are letting them patterns. They're going to, by you switching things up and changing things, the patterns that we done talked about in the past, or the patterns that you might have seen in your relationship, at school, on your job, wherever, them patterns, guess what they're going to do? After you change certain things, you protecting your energy. Yeah, you building authority. Guess what them patterns going to do, baby? They're going to start revealing. Yeah. Ain't no exposure going to be needed. It's just like the friend zone, y'all. All this is just like the friend zone. The patterns that started, they was out there. That's why it was the sugar, honey, iced tea. Okay, period. All my breakdowns. You mad? Anyway, y'all, focus on your growth at the end of the day, because momentum, it always wins. In all caps, y'all, it wins. Okay, so focus on your growth. Get it done. It will be done. All right, everything, because I want y'all to remember that your lane, your growth, and your authority, they untouchable. They untouchable, girl. When you apply structure, discipline, and a little bit of faith, sprinkle some faith up in there. Ooh, I'm just saying what? And it's hot, fresh out the grease. Holla if you hear me, honey. Holla if you hear me. Now, y'all, I did mention it before. My new website. Okay, my new website. It's called Pattern Breakers. Okay, y'all make sure that you go and check that out if you have not already. Girl, stop. You seen it. I'm just saying, you ain't 6 to 1. Anyway, y'all, check that out. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I link the link to that website. I'm gonna put that down in the description and stuff, right? And for real, follow the second channel. Okay, y'all know we got a secondary channel too after the false strikes that came about this past summer. Yeah, you know, I bought that. I revamped that second channel. I said, oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And boom, honey, Brazzy had to come out. Tony, I'm reloaded. I mean, I had to put a brand new clip up in there. Y'all hear me? I had to put a new clip up in there, honey. I sure did. I said, oh, that hole they dug for me. Boy, it didn't do nothing but help me, honey, because now the friend zone is reloaded. And I'll make sure that I put the link to that in the description as well. But on top of that, any live from the past, if you haven't seen any video, honey, that description box got everything you need. The backup channel, the new website link. Let's see, the 2 petitions. What? Oh, I done kept it a buck. You hear me? I done kept it a buck on each and every live stream that I have uploaded. Is there? It is not hard to find out where I am, all my social handles. It is not hard to keep up with your girl. So y'all make sure that y'all are doing that. Subscribe to these channels. Hit the notification bell. And we just gonna keep on leveling up. Like, for real, we just gonna keep on leveling up. Oh, and I tell y'all, I'm on Spotify too. Girl, stop. You hear that? I'm on Spotify too. Oh my God. Like, honey, sometimes, you know how life will throw curveballs at us and stuff. Sometimes people out here got big motion. You hear me? Got big motion. They just ain't really applying it because life has thrown them curveballs. Okay, they're not applying it because certain things might happen. And oh, honey, that's another reason why I want y'all to make sure that you are subscribed, because the story time is about to get deep over here. What bro really doing? She exposing people, right? I'm just saying, so make sure you get your subscriptions, okay? Because for the backup channel, it is the Friend Zone Reloaded, okay? So the vibe is going to be different over there. The vibe will be different. Over here is where you're going to catch that motivational, okay? And if I feel like I want to, y'all know what time it is with me. I can't say too much because y'all know, honey, I keep them hyenas. Okay, I keep them. But make sure that you get this. You're subscribed to the Friend Zone, and you're subscribed to the Friend Zone Reloaded. Because over there, we pulling up to some places and people, all right, that y'all might need to see, might need to talk to. Oh, ooh, I'm just saying, all right. So make sure that y'all are doing that. And at the end of the day, I promise you, you're just going to level up, okay? Let the naysayers be naysayers. Let the haters be haters, okay? You know, because they mad because it's you and not them. Period, point blank. Chaos, y'all, at the end of the day, chaos is going to scream. It's going to scream. It's going to shout. It's going to be loud, okay? But guess what? Your growth, your leveling up, that crown that you wear, oh, yeah, that you don't never got to straighten up. That you don't never got to straighten up because you like that. That speaks louder. Okay. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tapping on, listening to me, honey. Listening to another live stream of the Friend Zone. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.